Have you ever wondered what games you should keep or you should lose? Find out here at Purge Reviews.
O Zoo le Mio is a zoo building game, and this came out when there weren't really any of these on the market. You had the Spiel des Jahres winner that was a little bit about attracting animals into a zoo, but building your own zoo was something that you didn't see, and this was kind of like the game if you wanted to be in that. Now we have like Ark Nova, which is a really great game, but we're going back and looking at this game and seeing how it fits in. Well, this is a game that was kind of picking up on the tiling craze of Carcassonne and Alhambra and other games that were kind of, you had all these tile placing games for a while. It was like the hit mechanism for a while, kind of like we're in the trick-taking thing right now, or roll and rights. But at the time, it was tile laying, and this definitely fit into that groove of a light tile laying game. This let you create a unique zoo. All you had to do is make the paths and the grassy areas match up, and you were good to go. And you had animals and benches and etc. you could put into your zoo. It was a really neat aspect. The game itself is fairly simple. It's not a very in-depth game or very hard to teach or learn. Really, it comes down to the scoring and competing for those scoring tiles. And that's where the main gruff of the game is going to come from. But once again, we find ourselves with auctions. It's kind of the best they could come up with at the time. If you don't want to balance a game, just make an auction and everybody will balance it themselves. Which leads into its own problems, which I've gone over ad nauseum on this channel, which is somebody doesn't know how to bid or know the values of things. They can throw off the auction, etc. Maybe that's part of the fun, but it isn't for me. I'm not a huge auction guy. It's okay. It's like I won't play an auction game. I play plenty of auction games because it's a lazy design they put in a lot of games. But it's not something that's like overly enjoyable to us. It's okay. So you're going to have all these auctions. I think there's 25 auctions in the game that you'll be doing to lay out these tiles, to build up your zoo, to score the points. And then when you're done, you have a finished product of a pretty cool looking zoo. There's a lot of wood in this game. And I think for a tile laying game of this sort, I think it looks kind of cool when you're done. You have everybody's going to have a different zoo and how it's going to score, even though you're kind of bidding on the same things over and over. And I like that kind of thing. It reminds me of a Karuba where you're going through it. Everybody's laying the same tiles, but where they lay them is definitely going to change things up and make people score differently. If you haven't checked this one out, it's kind of the classic game to me. Go back and check this one out. It's one of the, if not the first zoo tycoon type of game, it's definitely one of the first. Check this one out. It might be a little harder to get your hands on, but it might be well worth finding if you're looking for a lighter zoo experience. For us, it's going to be a keeper, but just barely because of that theme. Here is O Zoo le Mio, which is a French game. You can see here, box on the back has a picture of the components. We're going to open this up and see what's inside. So the first thing you're going to see here is a bunch of wood. You're going to have the flag tiles that you have in here. You're going to have some park benches. That would be kind of cool looking. Some visitors that will come in. You're going to have your trees and your coins that you'll have in here. Everything is really cool looking. I think it works really, really well. Then you're going to get any number of tiles that you'll see. Here's the flagpole you have. Everybody will have their little entrances. You know, the Crocodome, the Porky Park, of course. You're going to get some scoring charts that you'll have down here, some paper that you can score with, and then any number of these that will come out. Very cool looking tiles with different paths on them. As you can see, they come up with different stars and different animals on them. Very cool looking traps. You can see right there is a huge octopus next to a parrot. You got a gorilla next to some birds. The artwork on it's very, very cute. So here's the rule book. You can see it's going to be in French. And then when you get halfway through, it's going to be in English here. It's a Rio Grande game. Then you're going to have the picture of the content, which is fantastic. Preparation or setup over here. Kind of breaks down what's going to be on a tile and then playing the game. Not a lot of rules of the game. Really just be placing them down and really how you score. You play 5 years and you're done. An example of play on the back. You probably need about 10 minutes, 15 minutes to go through this. Very simple to play. This is a very good rule book. I didn't really have a lot of questions after playing. So the first thing you're going to have here is the flagpole, and you have different flags on here. I just want to kind of showcase that these will move as the game goes, and this will be what you'll do. If there's any tiebreakers on the bidding, you will utilize the flag, so I wanted to show you that. Each round, you're going to bid on 5 tiles. These will be face down. You'll flip one over, and you will bid on it. The way bidding is done, people put a number of coins in their hand, and they'll put a fist, so it's secret, nobody knows what you have, and then you reveal. Whoever bids the most, if I bid 3 over 2, the person with 2 who lost the bid would keep their bid. The person with 3 would spend it and take the tile. You will auction off 5 per round, and you'll do 5 rounds, so there'll be 25 tiles that are off. So it's very easy when you play a tile. All you gotta do is at least extend one of the paths. Now, the paths can't go into the grass. That's very important because you need to create enclosures. So let me kind of show you one here. And now we have a enclosure here where the path, this path right here, creates a circular thing. So we would take a park bench and put it right in there. That's something that we would do. If we were to build one like this, we were to enclose this right here, I would tell you right here that this infrastructure right here, the orange star, I have 1 star. Now, if that had the most, then I would put 2 of the visitors of that color. So I would take 2 orange visitors and I would put it here. Whoever has the second most stars or attractiveness will get 1. That's kind of how that's going to build up with the different visitors there. Now, whenever there's a bush there, whoever has the most bush, same thing, will get trees, and you'll add these to your park. And whoever has the second most will get 1. At the end of each year, you're going to score a number of points. So for the first round, you're going to score 1 point for everything you have in here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 trees, 2 oranges, and a park bench. Second year, 2 for each. Third year, 3, 4, 4, and 5. So at the end, it'd be 5 for each one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 would be 25 points versus the 5 points I would have got in the first round, etc. For each tile, you're going to get a number of coins back. So I have 3 tiles. I'm going to get 3 coins back that I'll be able to utilize in the bidding. After 5 rounds, whoever has the most money is going to be the winner of the game. So very easy. They're going to be bidding on these with a closed fist auction. They're going to place it down. If you enclose it, you're going to add a bench. If you have the most bushes, you'll add the trees. And if you have the most stars of attractiveness, then what you'll do is you'll utilize that by adding visitors to your park. Very simple to play, very easy, and you can explain this very quickly. And you're trying to generate the most money. Who should buy this game? Anybody looking for a light zoo building game. That's really what this target market is going to be. If you don't want a zoo building game, I'd probably say there are better tile laying games on the market. But that zoo theme is not super strong, but it works here, and I think it works brilliantly if you ask me. It does a light game, so you want lighter gamers, maybe play with your family and stuff, and you're putting the benches and the trees and the animals and enclosures, etc. It's all in here. I think you'll have a good time for us. This one squeaks out as a keeper on us based on the theme alone. I think the game is decent. It's a good game. It's a fine game, but I don't think the mechanics of itself stands out, but the theme is going to make it stand out. If you don't want to play that big game of Ark Nova and you want something a little smaller and build your own zoo, this might be your best shot at it. Keeper for us.